car went through that catch fencing into the grandstand, and safety officials are working on the scene there. We'll bring you any update as soon as we can possibly get one from NASCAR and from Speedway officials. Let's check downstairs with more of the participants in the finish of this race and Dr. Jerry Punch.
Well, Justin Allgaier has come out of the medical center and appears to be okay. Justin, we just watched a moment ago. What was your part? Where were you in that mess there on the final lap?
Yeah, we were on the outside in behind Brian Scott and just trying to push as far as we could to get the best finish we could. And you know, they started wrecking in front of us, and unfortunately at that point it's too late. You know, you're running so fast. You know, obviously I'm all right, and pretty much all the other drivers that I've talked to here everything's been good. You know, thoughts and prayers go out to anybody in the grandstands that may have got hit by anything. I'll tell you, it's a violent wreck. I mean, just seeing the carnage on the racetrack, it's truly unbelievable. But you know, a true shout out to all the safety companies that put products in these cars, and NASCAR for making these cars safer. You know, our branch Chevy was really good. Scott Zipadelli and the guys did a good job. I made a mistake on pit road earlier and got in some oil and spun into the wall, and they fixed it all back up, and we were able to go out there and get a good finish out of it. But definitely tough when you finish that way. You know, you look at all the people and you hope everybody's all right.
Glad that Justin Allgaier is okay as he walks away. We heard a little bit ago from Regan Smith, who said he was trying to block. He doesn't blame Brad Keselowski for what he did, but he was trying to block. And now let's hear from Brad with Jamie.
And Brad Keselowski has checked out okay. Your good news is you're fine, but you watched the replay. I saw you take a deep sigh. What did you see? What was your reaction looking at that?
Well, I mean, watching the replay, my reaction I think is probably the same as everyone in the garage, and that is hoping everyone in the grandstand is okay. It's really important for us as a sport, so you know, that's the first thing I want to say. But you know, it was a long race. I think we saw a lot of action, a lot of chances for, you know, winning and passing and everything you can see, and we were in a really good position there with Regan at the end of the race, and we'd worked really well together. And when it came down, I felt like I was in the spot to win it, and wanted to make the winning move. And you know, obviously he threw a block on it. And, you know, he felt like that's what he had to do, and you know, that's his right. And it just, the chaos comes with it. I made the move, and then he blocked it, and the two of that together started the chain of events that caused that wreck. But you know, just probably first and foremost, just want to make sure anyone in the stands is okay, and be thinking about that.
Brad, you have the Daytona 500 tomorrow, the biggest race for you guys. How do you take something this serious, and compartmentalize and get your head focused for that race?
Well, I mean, I think until we know exactly how the status is of everyone that was involved, it's hard to really put a lot of thought into the 500. But hopefully we'll know soon, and hopefully everyone's okay. And if that's the case, we'll get to focusing on Sunday.
All right, thanks, Brad. Let's go over to Doc.
19-year-old rookie Alex Bowman was having just a phenomenal performance today until that final lap, and we'll talk about your performance in a minute, but talk about what happened to you in that final lap.
Just running fifth or sixth or so, and just kind of saw everybody wrecking in front of me, got shoved down, and started spinning through the grass, and took a hard right to get in the fence. But just hope all the fans are all right. Got my thoughts and prayers with the fans and their family members, but got to thank everybody at RAB Racing. They gave me a great race car. It was awesome to have Florida Lottery and Windows 8 on our number 99 Toyota Camry, and just ready to get to Phoenix.
All right, Alex Bowman had a great effort down here, getting able to push Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski to the lead, his first ever nationwide race, and certainly hoping that in the future they finish a little bit differently than today. Alan?
All right, Doc, thanks. And as we look on at this scene at Daytona International Speedway, I am reminded by Bill France Jr., the longtime NASCAR chairman and the Speedway president, who said that when you sign on to be a competitor in the race, you sign on to assume the risk. And the measures that are taken to try and keep things out of the grandstand are so extreme and so great that it's surprising when this happens, but I guess maybe it shouldn't be shocking.
No, sometimes we forget just as many advancements have been made in the sport for safety. Those same things have gone into the racetracks, and the fans come here to be participants in the way that they want to watch a great performance happen. They don't need to be a part of it, and all the safety measures have been taken. The drivers have all talked about the safety initiatives with the race cars, with all of their equipment and everything, and I applaud them for that, because there were some very amazing hits there, and all of these drivers, they would talk about it. But obviously our concern, as the driver stated, are for the fans, and there's only so much you do. These machines are going at somewhere close to 200 miles per hour. And it's very rare that we see something of this magnitude, but it does happen.
Yeah, that's the key thing. It is extremely rare that we see something like this. And I think that NASCAR and all the tracks do a great job. And it looked like most of that car was contained just right at the fence. I didn't see any of the big parts that made it much past that. So I think it did a good job. But so unfortunately, you just can't do a perfect job all the time. And it's unfortunate to see that some of the fans may have gotten hurt.
And we continue to monitor the situation. There are safety workers by the dozens in that area attending to those who may have been injured, and we will continue to follow that for some time. With respect to that situation, and as we continue to monitor it in an absence of any further information at this moment, I just turn my attention back to the race for just a second. It was, until that moment, a spectacular show.
It was just unbelievable what we saw all day long from these drivers, from veteran drivers to those rookies that we talked about that had very little experience racing here. What a phenomenal job. I think it's the best that I've seen. And even with drivers that we've seen before be here with equipment that maybe wasn't up to par, but they took it to the front, and it's just amazing to watch what was happening there. The most leaders that we've seen, and just incredible racing.
And still, to me, what's most incredible is Tony Stewart. How he